Are you doing all the things in your business right now? You're doing the marketing, you're providing the service, you're cleaning the toilets, you're doing the finance, you're doing everything, and you're starting to feel like things are falling through the cracks and there's just not enough time to get it all done. And you know you need help, but you're not sure, is it the right time? What if I hire the wrong person? Can I really afford this? Congratulations, first of all, for getting to this point. You're ready to hire your first employee. Hi, I'm Stacey Berger, transformational coach in life and business, empowering business owners to create full spectrum success. Hiring your first employee and going from a solopreneur to building a team is a big paradigm shift, and it can often feel very scary. I would very clearly remember that time in my business where things were starting to grow and I was having more requests than I had time to respond to. And I knew I was missing opportunities and it was getting stressful. I also remember there not being enough cash flow to bring in somebody. So feeling stuck between that, do I or don't I? And there's some things that we can put in place to transition to hiring that first person that makes it more seamless, makes it easier, and where you really get the full benefit of having more hands on deck, more help, more support. The first place I encourage you to start is in your vision. You probably started this business with your purpose, with your passion, you got into it, and chances are you never dreamt that you would once be leading a team. And now that you're growing and you can see that you will be able to make way more impact if you had more support, time to revisit that vision. What kind of team do you want to build? What kind of employer do you want to be? What kind of culture do you want to create? You are the boss. You are in charge. This is your baby. You get to create that culture however you want. Oftentimes, though, we only know our past work experiences. Maybe you've had great work experiences. You've been part of great cultures. Or maybe your last boss was really, really difficult, or you never felt valued. Oftentimes, those past experiences inform our thinking about what it means to be a boss, to lead a team, to have employees. And it's really important to notice those limiting beliefs, notice those limiting thoughts for the purpose of transforming them, because you don't want to repeat those same patterns that weren't helpful. You don't want to become that boss that you disliked. And so what's your vision? What's the culture that you want to create? And as part of that, what are your core values? What's most important to you? I had a client that I worked with where one of their core values was relationships, developing meaningful relationships with their clients, with their suppliers. That was so important to them. They hired a salesperson. Their main core value was really money and growth and driving energy, which there was nothing wrong with that, but it was misaligned with the relationships. And they didn't understand why they struggled with this employee so much. But when they could identify that their core values weren't aligned, it was easy to make a decision to bring somebody new on where there was an aligned core value. So when you think about your core values and what's most important to you, is it respect? Is it integrity? Is it putting people first? Is it flexibility? Is it autonomy? Is it collaboration? As you start to think about what's important in a work environment, what culture do you want to create, and knowing that up front will help you hire somebody who's aligned with your core values. We don't want to go hire ourselves. You want to hire for the skills that you need, for your weaknesses, but where you do want that alignment is with your core values. Having a clear vision, what kind of team do you want to build? What do you want to create? Having those core values, starting with that is going to make this process so much easier. I would say the other thing about the day and time that we're living in is you also don't have to hire a full-time employee. There's lots of different structures now that exist on bringing on team members. Do you want somebody for 4 hours a day, or maybe 4 hours a week, or part-time? Is it virtual? Do you want to bring in different contractors, or do you want somebody who is a full-time employee? Have conversations with your accountant, with lawyers, with professionals or HR professionals to really understand the options that are available to you. So you set up a structure that feels good and you're making those right decisions. And there's no right or wrong. It's just really understanding what's your vision, what are your needs, and then matching your needs to the right type of position. The other way to identify who to hire. So let me just make a pretty strong recommendation right now. I work with a lot of solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and oftentimes the first position they want to hire out is a salesperson. They don't want to do sales. They want somebody else to go do the business development, to bring them leads, to close those leads. And I'm just going to suggest that probably isn't your best hire. This is your business, your passion. Nobody's going to be able to sell it like you can. I would highly encourage you to go hire out some of those administrative tasks, those repetitive tasks that are going to free your time up to do the things where you can make the most impact. So who do you hire first? It can be very helpful to track some of the tasks that are repetitive, that you're doing on a frequent, ongoing basis. Also to notice the tasks that you just absolutely dread. So every time that task comes up on your calendar throughout the month, you procrastinate on it, you push it off, you don't want to do it. It feels like it takes forever. Those are really good indicators of tasks that you could hire out, and that's going to free up your time. It's going to free up your energy, and there's other people that love doing those things. There's other people who love bookkeeping, who love social media, who love operations. So hire somebody else who that's their zone of genius so you can do what you're most gifted in and what's really going to move your vision and your business forward. Part of that means that you're hiring out the $20 an hour job, the $30 an hour job, so you can go do the $50 an hour job, the $60 an hour job. What that means, though, is when you're bringing on somebody in your team, yes, initially that's going to take time. It's going to take time to find the right fit. It's going to take time to interview. It's going to take time to train. There will be an investment of time in the beginning. It's fairly short term, though. You want to look to the long-term benefit of it. Once that person's in place, really important then to look at what are you going to do with those new hours that you freed up. Be careful of the tendency to fall into busy work, unproductive work, more tasks. Really important to be intentional with the time that you're now freeing up. Use that time to work on your vision, to do the revenue generating activities, to move the business forward. And if you take that time and reinvest it in revenue generating ideas, things that are going to grow your business, you're going to pay for that person really easily. It is definitely a paradigm shift to go from a solopreneur to building a team. Be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself, and invest in your own mindset around this and what it means to be a good leader. What kind of culture do you want to create? And as you invest in yourself and your leadership skills, your team is going to grow, and you're going to create a culture where they are just as passionate about your mission as you are. And the truth is, when you've got that team supporting you, you can make a much bigger impact. So congratulations for being in this place, and it's an exciting time, and I look forward to hearing how your first hire goes. I'm Stacey Berger. Here is to you living a life you love.